Ugh. Wow. You're so strong. I don't know what's happening.
I had a stroke.
Oh,
You couldn't get it?
no. Where
The
were
partial, the partial face paralysis?
Oh, wow. I feel great, man. I feel really good. That's a looks more seizure-ish.
I'm having both. I dabble.
Whoa.
I'm a bit of a connoisseur.
They call it a streezer.
Okay.
Did you just get my link?
Yeah.
I swear I sent it 10 minutes ago. I've just been sitting here scrolling, and then I opened Facebook Messenger to be like, "Where is he?" And then it said 8:47 sent. And I was like, "What the how why did it take so long to send?"
Yeah, no, I just got it like 2 minutes ago.
Man, I've been sitting here for 15 minutes. I was like, "Where the hell is he?" That's crazy. Okay. I listened back to where we ended, and we're still in the facts. We were just about to do nominations, but we were talking about um that if you fall from 78 feet, you could die, but you could also drown in an inch of water. So
Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Do I need a shot of fireball?
I don't think so, but
Okay.
I mean, maybe if you want.
Hang on. Hold, please. Are we recording? Should I turn my Audacity on?
We're not recording right now, but we are recording tonight just as a backup in case.
Okay. All right. I'm starting it right now.
Wait. No,
Oh
no, no.
no.
Because we have to do the clap, so you can go and
Okay.
get your.
Okay. All right. All right.
Oh, there you go. Yep. Fuck yeah, man.
Hang on. Hang on. Oh yeah, baby.
Oh, oh
Oh
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
I was flexing for so long waiting for you to come on. I was like, okay, I'm gonna
Were
scroll
you
on my phone now.
flexing for 10 minutes?
No, it was only like a minute, but then I gave up.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. All
You
right.
got Audacity.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
ready.
Let's clap at five. One, two, three, play. Did you drown, man? I thought you died.
It was the scariest thing I've seen in my life. It was an inch of water.
You drown in an inch of fireball. Oh no. There he goes. Shot number two. He hates it. He hates it. He's having a seizure.
A streezer.
A stroke seizure, a streezer.
How do I enjoyed that. I had a good
How
time.
what did you say? What were you gonna say? How do is it
How do
alcoholics?
how do alcoholics do that?
They usually don't do fireball. It's usually just like goddamn straight like vodka or tequila or
Ugh.
straight vodka scares me. It's too alcoholy.
Yeah, no, it's really close to hand sanitizer.
At least fireball. I know you could drown in a shot of fireball, but like at least it has a little flavor. But I think those mini shooters are harder to do a shot out of because the neck of it's so small that you
Dude, yeah, they
really,
like to prolong the fucking terror.
when it's a wide mouth shot, you're just like, done. But
Yeah.
you got to glug glug 3000 it.
Glebe style.
Oh, you're glebing a shooter?
Yeah, dude, I glebe shooters all the time.
Last fact, last Falks
Fog.
is nominations, and it was only nominated for four things. It didn't win anything, but at the Academy of Sci-Fi, Fantasy, and Horror Films, it did get a nominee for Best Independent Film. The Golden Rooster Awards, it got a nominee for Best Foreign Language Film. So I don't
What?
know. I don't know where the Golden Rooster Awards are
It sounds
located.
Chinese.
Well, that's fucking racist.
Well, they have the year of the rooster, and also
Um,
they eat dogs.
and also you can drown in an inch of water.
Yeah.
Golden Rooster Awards. Let's see.
If it's Chinese, I'm not racist. It's Chinese, isn't it? You can do
Mainland China.
it.
Damn it. Hey, flex on them. And then lastly, at the Toros World Stunt Awards, it was nominated for Best Specialty Stunt, as well as nominated for Best High Work when you roll a blunt and then you work.
I do that all the time. I
Really?
love I love doing the weed.
And the shots.
I do the weed all the time.
Really? You frequent the weed?
I frequent the weed.
Wow. That's
I
crazy, man.
I smoke yonder ganja.
I take in that good cannabis.
I sometimes partake in the devil's cabbage.
Oh, there you go. That was good. So that's going to end our Falks.
Fault.
Nicole Kidman.
Fucker.
I don't want to do that.
Oh, okay.
What if she like fell? Crazy idea here. What if she
Dude,
was just like falling?
into an inch of water.
Okay. And she's just fucking flapping like cuz she
Mm-hmm.
she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know how to swim.
And
She
also, she has no boobs.
Oh shit, she had a double mastectomy.
Yeah,
She had it.
yeah.
So
Well,
she had
no, it's she just doesn't have them.
Oh, no, see what I was thinking is that she had a breast cancer scare, right? So
Uh-huh.
she had a double mastectomy. She knew how to swim previously, but now that she's lost that buoyancy, she doesn't know how to swim
Oh,
anymore. She
yeah.
falls.
That's fucking equal rights, man, right there.
It is equal, right? She falls off the Space Needle into an inch of water, starts drowning. She doesn't die from the fall. She dies from drowning because of her double mastectomy. She lost that buoyancy.
Dude, you're so right.
Because she's so strong. Like she fell into push-up position, like in the puddle, right? She just
Yeah.
started doing push-ups, but then
Because
she
she doesn't
came.
have the weight of her breasts.
Yeah,
She's
she could
strong
push.
enough.
She could push way up. But then
Yeah.
when she fell, when she came down and then drowned, it was terrible.
It was sad. Yeah, it was real sad.
Yeah, she's one of
I,
those like urban free climbers.
yeah, I saw it happen.
You did.
Yeah.
When were you in Seattle?
Yes.
So that thank you, Nicole, for your life and your breasts and that water. But we got to get into a
Movie.
movie. And this movie starts with
Movie.
BuzzFeed Video Productions. Like BuzzFeed,
Oh, I did notice that. Yeah.
that was the only like production company I like specifically wrote down. I was like,
I saw
Buzz-
Lionsgate and I expected better.
I know that you don't like this film, but we'll get into that. It opens kind of like the start of Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls, Ace Ventura 2, a very scenic mountain climb, which
Yes.
is an ode to cliffhanger, just like Ace Ventura was. Best friends Becky and Hunter, they're climbing the mountain with Becky's husband Dan. Now it looked like Hunter was doing it no tethers, but Becky and Dan do have a harness and are clipping into small holds and things there.
Yeah. They're lead climbing.
Is that what that's called?
Technically no. I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
It's not
They're
belay and it's not lead.
they're harness climbing, and the shots are quite good. Like they spent some money on some of the cinematography in the shots, but they're having a good time. The climb isn't the best place to be just like making out on the side of this sheer rock, because like I remember Becky did that jump into Dan Cotter, and then just like I was like, no, focus on the climb.
Dude, doing a dyno on like a climb 100 feet up is like crazy work.
What's a dino?
Like jumping to a hold.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
That's fucking wild
You
to
are
me.
trusting those fingers like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
All that momentum.
Yeah, have you seen Free Solo?
I have seen Free Solo.
Like he's like the best free solo climber in the world and he would never do that.
No, never. So we talked about the 100 gorillas, or the one gorilla versus 100. One
One
man
man
versus.
versus 100 gorillas.
I got one man. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, I'm taking the guy.
But there was another debate that was like, do you think the world's fastest free solo rock climber, so
Mhm.
probably him, could beat your average mountain goat up a mountain? That was another one that didn't gain as much traction as the gorilla one. But I was like, no, I bet it's got to be a mountain goat. Like they just live up there.
That's a hard one.
It's
Do they go as high?
they don't give a shit. They don't have finger. They just have a hoof, and they're just like standing. I was like, how do you do that?
I don't know. I feel like they're not doing like sheer straight up and downs though, you know?
I mean, they kind of are.
I don't know enough about mountain goats.
Yeah, you should look up them standing on a cliff, and you're like, where is the hold that you were doing with your hoof? Because like,
Hold on. You keep talking. I'm gonna look up some TikToks of mountain goat.
oh, you're gonna do TikToks, okay?
It's
Um,
the most academically accepted way of research.
oh, it is now. Yeah, that's what they want when you're in high school and you do like your research paper.
Yeah,
You cite
research.
your sources. TikTok at
Yeah, you give the at, or else
yeah,
it's
it's plagiarism.
yeah, exactly.
So while they're climbing, Dan loses his footing after there's like this little cave or a little cove, and he puts his hand in there, but a bird scurries past his hand in the cove and scares him. And he falls. The harness catches him. He's hanging there. He's dangling. He's trying to turn because he's like upside down. He's still alive, but then as he reaches for Becky's hand, him shifting his weight, the clip comes out of the
Cam.
mountain, and he falls to his death.
Um,
Actually, it's called a cam.
The cam, the cam dies
yeah, the
with him.
cam. Yeah.
Did you already finish your research?
I did. I saw a really bad AI video of a mountain goat like flying up a mountain, and I gave up. I might go to Wikipedia.
Yeah, or just like you could just go to like YouTube and just watch a video
Hmm.
mountain goats climbing.
Okay, I'm on it.
So nearly a year later after his death, Becky, the widow, has given up climbing, become an alcoholic shut-in. She's just doing shooter after shooter of Fireball. She calls his phone number like it seems like multiple times a day just to hear his voice, to get his voicemail and to hear his voice. And she's estranged herself as well from her father because he has time and time again suggested that Dan was not the right man for her. And he shouldn't be placed on this pedestal like she touts him to be. He sees something different in the man that had died, which is kind of rough. He never is like, I'm sorry for your loss. He's always like,
I
that
know
man
he's
kind
like
of
fuck that
sucked.
guy.
You deserve better. And thank God he's dead. I was like, wait, what?
Also, I feel like the calling the phone number of the dead partner is an overdone niche. I predicted because it's always they call and then this number has been disconnected and they cry every time.
Maybe they keep doing it because it's tried and true.
Fair, but I disagree with it on a religious note.
On a religious note,
Yeah,
it goes against the Scientology and Jehovah Witness background that you were raised
exactly.
with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The what's the giant spaghetti monster one?
Pastafarian.
Yeah,
If I
that's me.
know if I know two things that Jehovah's Witnesses hate, it's celebrating holidays and that calling the voicemail trick in movies. Those are the two no-nos.
Yes, exactly. I'm glad you understand. I just put a 50-minute mountain goat climbing compilation on my TV on mute. So like
Okay.
I'm
You'll take a peek every now and then and you'll
yeah,
get back to me. You're doing
exactly.
good research. Okay.
Yeah.
So dad really gives her the tough love, saying that he's like, if you died today, Dan wouldn't be drinking and sulking like you are. He'd be out fucking, he'd be living his best life. I was like, damn, that is tough love.
Get out there and fuck.
And so, I mean, he's giving her the tough love. He's being the dad. He's trying to point her in the right direction, but it doesn't work because she gets back home and just starts taking a handful of pills. It looked like either Percocet or Klonopin. And based on her depressed and anxious moods, my guess is Klonopin. Just a,
I was gonna say probably like Altoids.
I, I mean, it probably was just some placebos, but it kind of looked like Klonopin.
I'm gonna Kalana pin you to the ground and kiss you gently
Oh,
on the
I love it.
forehead
I love it.
and then stab you in the kidney.
Hey, at least it's only the kidney. I've got two of them. Um, she's doing all this because she called Dan's phone and it was disconnected. So she's about to take this handful of pills with her alcohol, probably take her own life when Hunter calls just in time to distract her. And, it's just before the anniversary of Dan's death, like just right before a year. And Hunter's like, hey, I'm inviting you to come do something with me. We haven't talked in a while. You've been kind of secluded from everybody. Let's climb this decommissioned 2,000-foot B-67 tower in the middle of the desert. And when we're atop there, you can scatter Dan's ashes as a form of healing, of moving on. And she's like, no, I'm not climbing again. And that kind of sounds like it sucks.
Yeah. Did they ever spread the ashes? Like, spoiler alert.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, okay.
And then she changes her mind. She agrees to go so that she can finally move on from Dan's death. She didn't even have the ashes in an urn either. It was like in an Amazon box. It was like all taped up.
Yeah.
um, so the next day they make the 6-hour drive. They bond over Hunter having like maybe a new secret boyfriend or a hookup or something. They don't ever get back to that. And her new YouTube persona, Danger D.
With the push-up bra.
With a push-up bra. Yeah, she is a social media influencer slash mogul where she is showing off life-defying stunts and crazy climbs. She's got her drones. She's doing all this for the fans.
It's life-defying. She's so dead it defies life.
Whoa.
It's not death-defying. It's life-defying.
Yeah, life-defying. Did I say life-defying?
Yeah.
Life-defying. Yeah,
She's
gonna
just
bring
dead.
her back.
She's dead the whole time. It's just a footage of her corpse.
She had a streisure.
Yeah.
And so they're eating, they're talking about the persona they're eating at this diner. And I put in here, can you really connect a charging brick for your phone into the socket of a light bulb and it works? That doesn't work, right?
No, it's one contact at the bottom. And even if you could, a lamp and a light bulb pulls like not even a watt, dude.
So little, yeah.
It wouldn't even recognize it as a charger on your phone.
Yeah.
But whatever.
That's why I put this in here. I was like, I've never looked into a lamp and seen two holes there and then also the socket. It doesn't work like that.
No, it's just like there's no holes in it.
That was one of my few like qualms with the film. It was obvious Deus Ex Machina setup.
Yeah, Chekhov's gun.
Yeah, Chekhov's gun, exactly. And Becky, they're staying a night in this motel before the last stretch, has a dream where she's in bed with Dan. He apparently he could never say I love you. That wasn't his kind of thing. So he did his signature 1-4-3 tap.
When he cranked it.
Yeah, he cranked it Glebe style while she slept onto her butt. Yeah. No, he taps 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 for I love you. But then as he's like holding her hip, just blood everywhere. She shoots awake. It's okay. She's alive. He's dead. She's still dead. She's okay. It was a dream. It was a nightmare.
It's okay. She's alive.
It's okay. She's alive and he's dead. Don't worry. So they are starting to drive. She's live streaming everything on their drive. They almost get killed immediately. They don't even like almost make it to the
I would be so pissed. Like
Semi-
if I was
him.
Well, no, if I was the passenger in that scenario and
Oh
she's like,
yeah.
I'd be so pissed.
Keep your eyes on the road. There's a semi
Yeah.
coming. A little spoilers, a little foreshadowing for drone stuff later.
Mm,
I didn't catch it.
mm.
Obviously, you catch the light bulb thing, but I did not catch that until I just mentioned it. Um, so they arrive, and despite a no trespassing gate at the base, I mean it's not really the base. They've got to go like a mile or two in because
Yeah.
it's such a wide radius because you have to have those tethers so far out on a
Yeah.
2,000 foot tower. But they hop the fence. They walk the 2 miles on foot. They see like a vulture eating a deer carcass. Becky doesn't like it, but they're like, survival of the fittest. You got to do what you got to do.
And well, I mean, she was also like taking that's a red flag for me.
Why did she take a picture of a vulture eating the deer carcass and post it to goddamn Instagram?
That's got to be against community
What
guidelines.
what what is her feed like with that? It did
Oh,
only
dude.
have like 3 likes, I think. I think I remember seeing it later on. She's like, I did have service when we were going up. I think I had 3 likes.
Yeah, valid.
It's because she doesn't have the following like Danger D does. If Danger D would
True.
have posted it, millions. That would have blown
It
up.
would. Dude, the dead coyote with a push-up bra, that'd have done rounds.
That would have battled with that famous egg post.
Yeah, yeah, the most liked post.
Yeah. Um, and as they get to the base of the tower, Becky tries to back out. She looks up. She's like, "No, that's the tallest thing I've ever seen in my life. No." But Hunter gives her the ultimate like best friend pep talk, and is
Yeah.
a pretty good coach along the way up to try and get her to keep going. So they start climbing, and there's actually some good suspension tension where we see the shots of like the rattling frames, the cable shaking as they climb, the loose bolts, and even the rung from breaks from the ladder at one point. If I were climbing and a rung from the rusty ladder broke underneath, I'm done. Like,
Yeah, no, that's not not smart, not very smart. Like, but I guess that's like the theme of the movie is these women aren't the brightest bulb.
no, they're climbers. Climbers never are.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
They're
Also, yes.
the only thing lower than a climber is a glass fitter. Like that's like a glass
Those
glazer.
fucking guys, I hate glazers.
Yeah.
Dude, they should all die.
They should all drown.
It's not like a pharmacist.
Now those guys are smart
Yeah, those guys know how to push drugs.
and fucking jacked.
Yeah.
I when I'm at work, I wear a push-up bra to push up drugs on people.
The
Yeah.
drugs are in push-up bras.
I
Everything's in
wear
push-up
I
bras.
wear a push-up drug. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, exactly.
But there is some good suspense and tension here. Um, even though you did have some some issues with the welding and how the ladder was attached to said fixture, which you're right. Why wouldn't they just weld the ladder directly onto the thing? Why is it weld the brackets and then only rely on 2 bolts?
Well, no. That's how it would be. It would be two brackets, but those welded brackets, a weld,
A weld should not snap.
a weld is supposed to be stronger than the material it's connected to, so the
Correct.
metal will break before the weld will break. So how
Correct.
did 100 welds just simultaneously all fall
Like
off?
a domino, yeah.
Yeah,
The only instance I think a weld could break over something else is goddamn like, and these are the best welds probably of all time, like NASA space shuttles, where it's
yeah,
on goddamn fire going 40,000 miles per hour. Like, that's the only instance where it might break.
yeah, exactly. Or it's a really bad weld.
But also, think about how many jobs NASA has. Like, you're a welder for NASA? You're not like the rockets, you're a welder.
Yeah, that's pretty sick, man.
That'd
I'd
be
love
so.
to. You know, those space shuttles have
They have some
glass.
glass. You
They
could,
have some. I just put the little fucking 12-inch porthole in, and then I'm out, dude.
yeah.
$10,000.
You got to be the best of the best for that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. I
yeah,
can
dude.
imagine.
That's my dream.
I
I'm a
had
little boy with dreams.
I had this discussion with Lucas was when I was in Denver on my work trip, I was just like looking around at how big the Denver airport was and how many people do you think work in the Denver airport?
Oh, dude, it's got to be like 1,000 at least.
40,000 people are employed at the Denver International Airport.
What the fuck, dude?
That's like the size of Butte.
That's like Missoula. Like just the city limits is like $53,000 people.
Missoula's like 75, but I mean 40,000 people just in this one spot.
Yeah, that's fucking insane to me.
Also, the square mileage, the plot of land that the Denver airport is on is bigger than the city proper limits of San Francisco. It's like, god damn.
Oh my God. I dude, that stuff like tweaks me out. I was in Denver a couple times and I like had to go home because I was driving around and I'm like, how do you build all these interstates and all these tall buildings?
The
Freaks me out.
the infrastructure, like the architecture, engineering infrastructure of a big city blows my mind.
Yeah, it's
Like
it's
how
hard to comprehend.
the planning on that shit is crazy.
I mean, just to build one fucking bridge here in Montana,
I know.
it'll take
Years
like yeah, like 6 years, and this is like 700,000.
that are 8 lanes by 8 lanes, not one
Yeah,
by one.
yeah. I don't. It just it doesn't comprehend.
But
It's
for
all
40,000 employees employed by that airport.
that makes me angry
And the
somehow.
reason I thought about that was I saw a kiosk worker inside there that sold like homeopathic natural honey. And I was like, how did you end up doing this? How did you end up selling homeopathic honey products at a kiosk in the middle of the Denver International Airport? Like, was that their dream growing up or?
How many people go through DIA a day?
Atlanta's the busiest. Look up that.
No, no, no. We're on DIA right now.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, that was a stupid idea.
Every day. Oh my God. 225,000 people.
I was gonna say 400,000. I overshot big time.
So it really is like living in a city. Like if you just stayed in DIA, like the airport
Yeah,
at all times,
yeah, you'd be fine.
it's just like a city, dude.
Uh-huh. There are subways and there are
There's probably showers somewhere in there.
100%. Yeah. Also, I thought about speaking of Subway, I saw Subway in there, and I was like, you live in Missoula and you work at Subway, you just park outside and you walk in, right? Think
Mm.
about working at the Subway in the airport. You gotta park, and then you gotta go through the the TSA stuff, and then you gotta take the tram to the other gate, and then get like what? You gotta
Liz worked at the Starbucks in the
Missoula
airport.
Airport?
No, the Denver airport when she lived in
Oh,
Denver. Yeah, she worked at the Starbucks there. And
you
it's
gotta
like they
show
were,
up like an hour early.
yeah, it was something like that, like 20 minutes at least, because there's a special employee shuttle and then you park at like the special employee lot and then you get to skip all the like security
Yeah.
clearance stuff, which has to be, if there's 40,000 people, that's got to be a security concern, right?
That
If I'm
has to
Bin
be.
Laden, I'm like, I'm going to try and work at the Starbucks for a couple
We
months.
got to put a ringer in there somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, something's going on.
I'm glad we had this conversation. We're bringing a lot of things to light. Back
Yeah.
to the movie. Where were we? Oh yeah. So they climb the ladder for like, I don't know, like 1,200 to 1,500 feet of it. Probably 1,500 is in a cage, which is at least a little better, you know? Like you're okay. But then they get to a platform where they got to do the rest with the ladder on the outside of the cage, where it's just against the pole. And then the wind's like picking up because you're 1,500 feet in the air. Everything is swaying, all the little rattles. That really gets you going. It's very unnerving.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever been like scared climbing. But if you're like scared when you're climbing, you like you grip everything like way tighter than you have to.
And then you
And
fatigue yourself.
yeah. So if you're doing that for 2,000 feet, because she was fucking terrified.
Yeah, she was white knuckling it for 2,000 feet.
Yeah, she's got some forearms on her,
She really
which
does.
I mean, this woman is incredible. She
Yeah.
later in the movie.
I think I love her.
She's just like Nicole Kidman without boobs.
Oh, you're
I,
right. Then they had to like squeeze by these little satellite TV dishes as well to get in there. Oh my God, we're almost out of time already.
fuck.
Um, but finally they climb the severely corroded ladder to a tiny little platform at the top. They fly a drone around. They're doing sick like one hand hanging shots for the social media, and then finally Becky scatters the ashes atop the tower, letting Dan go. But as they begin their descent, because they're only up there for a short amount of time, probably no more than 20 minutes, um, the ladder breaks, stranding them several hundred feet above that next intact section, that last platform, and 2,000 feet above the ground. And moreover, as Hunter was going down, the backpack with the water and their small drone fell down. It didn't fall the whole way. It landed on the communication dish that they had to squeeze by, but it's just beyond the reach of them hanging down off the rope. Like they can't harness it back up without
Son of a.
without just jumping, I guess, or falling.
I believe yeeting is the technical term.
That is the technical term. You're right. Skibbity toileting
Yeeting was okay. Yeeting is the
is
grandfather of Skibbity. Yeeting is okay to say still.
yeah, it is. You're right. Um, and so despite the remote location, Hunter's confident at first that, emergency services will notice the crash of the ladder. She's like, that was the loudest thing I've ever heard. It did metal falling 2,000 feet on top of each other.
You're literally like 5 miles from anywhere.
Yeah. But help never arrives. And so they try to use like their cell phones to call somebody, but they have no service. They suspect that the radio interference from the communication dishes below is blocking their signal. If they could just get below that, their phones would work.
But also, isn't it decommissioned? Isn't that the whole deal?
I thought so. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, who knows? But they get comfortable atop the tower as they wait for some sort of help to arrive. They pee off the tower, they vlog, they talk about why Hunter's been doing all this social media stuff, like this character. They catch up as friends, they haven't been close very much. And then the pair later notice two men camping in an RV nearby. They try to get their attention, but to no avail. It honestly looked like it was abandoned for a bit. I was like, yeah, there's
Yeah.
nobody in there.
Yeah. That's Walter White's.
They're cooking meth.
Yeah. Which honestly could have been.
That would have been the perfect place.
Yeah.
Who cares if there's two girls atop the TV tower? They're not getting down. They're not going to rat us out.
Yeah. I mean, and then later in the fucking movie, it doesn't seem like they're the best of characters.
Yeah, nope, spoilers, we'll get there. Hunter realizes, she's like, wait, you had service lower when you posted that picture of that dead carcass. Like, we just got to get our phones lower so that we can send a message for help. So she tries hanging over the edge, using the climbing rope and tying her phone to the end of it to drop it nearly 200 feet. But it's still above those communication dishes. So nothing ever sends. Because she's like, one of my followers will for sure see this at least. Or if not, my dad or somebody's going to see this message.
Somebody, for sure.
But it doesn't work. So she tries a new way. She's going to pack the phone inside her Converse shoes and put her push-up bra in there too for some extra padding. And she's going to drop it off the edge all the way to the ground so that when it passes below that area or it gets to the ground, it's got the protection around it, but it's also going to send a message. Even if it breaks on the way down, it's got a long enough time to fall, the message should send.
What's the drag coefficient of a shoe with a bra stuffed in it?
Yeah, the bra, because who knows, the bra might slip out and then like get caught on the fucking shoelaces. That's what they should have done. They should have tied the bra on the shoelaces. Yeah, made it like a little parachute.
Those fucking idiots, they should have just jumped holding their bras.
Yeah, and then they just paraglide down. What the hell?
Dude, these fucking women. I can't believe them.
You're right. They shouldn't even wear bras to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. They shouldn't have boobs. They should be more like Nicole Kidman.
You're right. Every woman should get a double mastectomy.
I think that's the most logical thing here.
Okay. Um, and I put that the you said it might have been kind of dumb earlier, but I thought the shot of the falling shoe was kind of cool with inside the phone. Good little camera trick. It spun a bunch. Like I said,
It looked like CGI to me.
it definitely could have been, but it was
Yeah.
definitely vertigo inducing for anybody that's sensitive to that.
Yeah.
So they're hanging out up top, waiting for somebody to come now because the phone's down there. Becky notices a tattoo on Hunter's ankle that kind of catches her attention, but it was too quick of a cut to make it out. You don't get to fully
Hmm.
see it. And then they see a guy shortly after at the bottom. He's got a dog with him, and they're trying to get his attention. The dog's actually like sniffing all around. He smells the shoe, he smells the dead deer carcass, all that kind of stuff. But the guy's like like get move on, dog. So they start throwing shoes, all their shoes off the top. Too oblivious. He's stuck on his phone.
Unbelievable.
People in their fucking phone. You need to look around.
Kids these days. Can
Have
you
you
believe
looked
them?
at the clouds recently? People, right behind
That's
you.
a roof.
Look behind you.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
thank.
What is that?
It's clouds.
Oh.
If you just disconnected from your screen. Yeah, he was stuck on his phone. He couldn't hear their screams. And I think the dog, when the dog shows him like sniffing around, you see Hunter's phone is destroyed upon impact with the ground. And assumedly before the message had ever transmitted. So that phone's out of commission.
Son of a.
Also, none of them have shoes or socks on anymore. They're on a rusted tower in the middle of a desert on metal. That's got to be
Mm,
scalding.
that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Their feet have to be scalding at all points.
They got them gorilla feet.
Oh, 100 gorilla versus one man feet.
Yeah, exactly. Now that's a movie I'd pay for.
And so they wait until dark because that man actually went to that RV earlier. They see man and another man pull out a barbecue.
And kiss.
They don't kiss. They're cooking up some meat.
Don't listen to them. They kiss.
They wait until dark and they found like an emergency box atop the pole. Inside, they found a flare gun. And they shoot it off. The men see it. But instead of helping them, they just go over to Hunter's vehicle and steal it and drive off. They're like, what the fuck?
That's like the most fucking unhinged thing I've ever like the most I'm not like a optimist or whatever. Like I don't expect the best out of humanity, but like that's I feel like what the fuck?
Those are some fucked up people.
I feel like that's such an unrealistic reaction.
It is, yeah, 100%.
It's such a not imagine like you see someone stuck 2,000 feet in the air. They're like, whoa, that's crazy. Let's steal their car.
Not
Like,
the first thing that comes to
yeah.
mind at all.
Yeah, no, that that was a weird like writing choice for me.
And so, as night falls, Becky, you finally get a shot of that tattoo, and she notices on Hunter's ankle, it says 143.
Mason, what do these numbers mean?
It's a numeric code that Dan used to tell Becky that he loved her. And she confronts her about it, and Hunter tearfully admits to a 4-month-long affair that ended shortly before their actual wedding. And
I
she's
thought
like,
for sure at that moment she was gonna push Hunter off. That was like in my mind, I was like, oh, this is how that
fuck
ends.
you, bitch. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
exactly. Have fun with the 1 inch of water.
You liked his 4 inches? Take this 2,000 feet, bitch.
4 inches, that's huge, dude.
Yeah, dude, he was
So-
packing.
So well endowed man.
Yeah, he was, and that's hard.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I mean, soft. We gotta be talking what 1, 2?
3.9.
There's no difference.
It gets hard. It just doesn't grow.
Okay, fair enough.
It's a crazy transition.
It's like a banana. It just goes from curved to straight.